Johnny Campbell, bringing the electricity there, man, with the finish, the call out, everything. I know you've been doing this a long time. So how did that one feel, man?
It felt like destiny. Felt like this was all just written in the stars. And I'm just going through and living the experience. I'm just the universe experiencing a man. And right now it feels so fucking good. So good. I'm just incredibly blessed. And everything that's happening right now is just evidence of that. It just took me 33 fights, 13 losses to get here. But the fact that I'm sitting here right now it shows that hard work pays off. If you keep believing in yourself and in your dreams, that you'll get there. So, I mean, this is just the very beginning of an epic journey that you guys all have the privilege to be seeing on day one.
It's not like you just went in there and it's not like you just went in there and fought somebody and beat them. You went in there against Henry Corrales and finished them. So, I mean, how much extra does that add to the whole experience for you?
It's unbelievable. It's hard to believe because he's so tough. I knew that it was going to be an absolute war. And once we were in there, he just felt like another guy. He felt like another guy. And I just propelled myself to 100% top of the division. I mean, he's a contender coming down from 45. He's a media contender. And he was 100% going to try to beat me and then call for a shot against Archuleta. So I just stole everything that he worked for. Every single thing, every day that he put in, every dollar that he's made, I just stole it all. And it feels like a blessing.
And you've been doing this for 10 years. I mean, did you kind of feel like that this was, the last big tryout that you would get to maybe become a part of an organization with a multi-fight deal, so to speak?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, my coach is an extreme realist. And when we took this fight, he actually told me, I just hope they give you another fight, because he knew that I was going to come out and put on a performance. But I don't think anybody could have foresaw that I would just eat his punches and then smash his face like that. So, yeah, this is just all a perfect manifestation of what I've been thinking about and dreaming about. And to be in there hitting Henry Corrales on the face and knowing that I was going to finish him, it's one of the best feelings I've ever had in the cage.
Johnny, congratulations.
Yo.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not as good as you after a crazy fight like that. But, you and I have been talking for years now. And when you saw Henry Corrales' name on the other side of the contract, you talked about destiny and kismet and everything happening for a reason. Did you know right then and there, like, this was it? Like, all those trials and tribulations,
Bingo.
All coming to an end?
100%. I mean, when I saw the name, the first thing I said was, you're sure it's at 135? Because you guys aren't going to set me up. And then I'm going to get here and they're like, 45, just kidding. They said, no, 135. And that's exactly what I saw. I saw dollar signs. I saw championship belts. I said, this is the avenue that could absolutely, within one punch, put me right where I want to be and where I felt like I've belonged for so long. I felt like I belonged in there with Henry Corrales 10 years ago. And that's the reason I have 13 losses. But because I didn't give up, most people would lose and say, that's it. It's not for me. I'm going to go do something else. And I said, this is my favorite thing I've ever done. And I'm going to continue to do it until I'm successful at it. And today's that day.
You've had a crazy 6 months, man, from the whole thing with your ear
right
to here. I mean, what has this last 6 months been like for you?
It's just better every single day. I heard a quote recently about once you don't resist anything, life becomes effortless. And I feel like when my ear got lacerated, it was like the universe telling me, all you got to do is just not resist. If you fight this, it's just going to be more and more and more of a fight. And that ear, man, I laughed more after that than I have in a long time. And I really think that's kind of what brought me here, was just not resisting, going with the flow. I knew that if I come back from that ear injury, that's the most epic thing that anyone can, I think, do, is get in a gruesome injury like that, get back in the cage anyway, and then fight on against somebody who can definitely beat you. I'm the fucking man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That is a bad mamma jamma who I am. And I love being me. So I'm just going to keep doing it.
And last thing for me, you called out James Gallagher. You said you wanted to put him in a body bag.
Why
the hostility? Why the hostility towards young James Gallagher?
Probably just because I'm so amped up mainly. But right before we got out here, my coach said, well, look, if you win, I think James Gallagher would be a good call out. So, Yeah, I think, people like a little animosity and like a little drama. So I'm here to bring it. I want not only just to be a great fighter, but I want to be remembered as one of the biggest entertainers that's ever touched this earth. So yeah, we got to put people in body bags.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
From the Cage Titan cage to the CES cage, you've got to think Bellator is the new home from now on.
100%. It's in my contract for another fight. They got me, and I'm going to make sure that they want me to.
And was the goal coming in here to kind of brawl with Henry Corrales? You know, you can entice him into the brawl, and it seemed that you did that, and it works very much so.
Yes and no. So my coaches, they didn't want me to stand and trade very much. So I tried to do it more so with like head movement. I took maybe a few more punches than I wanted to, but as soon as I felt that he couldn't hurt me, it was just like game on at that point. And yeah, he's so tough that I knew. I mean, Aaron Pico hurt him, knocked him down, and then he knocked Pico out. So I knew the whole time, careful, he could still be dangerous. But I just kept hitting him, and we got the finish.
All right, Johnny, we're going to take one or two more here. Sam?
Hey, Johnny, congratulations on a great performance here tonight. From the main event all the way down to the prelims, the spotlight is very much on the bantamweight division tonight. With this being your bantamweight debut, your Bellator debut, and it going so successfully, give us your thoughts on the division as a whole and how you fit into that mix now.
I think that division is stacked. I think the card tonight shows that, and I think I just put myself right around the top of that division. So I look at some of these guys, they're incredible athletes like Archuleta and Pettis, obviously beasts, but I think I match up against all of them. I think I can wrestle, I can box, I can kickbox, I can brawl. I got good head movement. My footwork is fantastic. I can submit people. Put me in against any single one of them, and I guarantee it will be a fantastic fight.
Ahmad?
Hi, Johnny. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Great 4 months. I mean, Henry Corrales, we've seen him knock out, like you said, Aaron Pico. During the first exchange, is that when you were confident, like, this guy can't knock me out, and then you were willing to exchange? Or was it like even before the fight, you were like, you know what? I know I can take his shots.
The plan was to stay moving and not so much stand and trade. But yeah, my jab was landing almost effortlessly. So, I mean, I'd land a jab, he'd land a jab, then we'd both land jabs. And it just felt like with every strike, mine was just a tad heavier, a little sharper, and a little quicker. So once we got in there and started slinging, and he could not touch me, I felt like my head movement was just on point. So once that happened, I knew that if I just kept kind of lowering my level and coming up over the top, I would eventually clip him. And I think I knocked him down twice or something. So yeah, it was kind of on the fly. The game plan was not to exchange with such a dangerous boxer, but yeah, my power is just off the charts. At 135, there isn't a man on the planet that can handle my power.